WFZ and FoCuS now facing off. Kind of the two players in the shadow. WFZ, number 2 undead in China for years. FoCuS, number 2 orc player in Korea for years. Although, very recently it seemed like he was becoming number 1. But once again, FoCuS's shape has dropped off a little bit. He lost to Sok in the semifinals. WFZ lost to Romantic in the semifinals. Both those games, pretty one-sided to be honest. Hopefully, in this best of 3 now, our two players will be able to show us a closer match. So, what are we seeing so far? Ghoul opening. What? Ghoul opening with 6 Acolyte. Is he going expansion? Dreadlord Expo? No way. What is this? No, DK. Okay. We did see some DK expansion from 1-0. It was against FoCuS. It was on Echo Isles. Fast expansion against Orc. Sounds completely insane. But 1-0 did it. But that's Echo Isles. Echo Isles has a very easy gold mine to creep. This one is really hard. I mean, theoretically, you can do it with 3 ghouls only. But only without interference. What's the first hero here? Farseer again. Okay. FoCuS has absolutely not lost faith in the Farseer. And with a fast tech, that can only mean harassment from the Farseer to begin with, so this can certainly not be a fast expansion from the undead side. Very interesting. Narrow Tower coming early to be able to deal with the ghouls, with the wolves. And WFZ starting off with a bit of creeping, aiming for the item right away. DK dropping a little bit low, perhaps FoCuS can try to abuse that. The Claws of Attack, the best item from this camp. WFZ will gladly be taking that one up. And yeah, this is quite a bit of damage on the DK. Second last hit also going to WFZ. But Death Knight now only around 200 HP. So much harder to move out on the map. Here comes the tech now. And that is, yeah, almost half a tech behind. Farsi doesn't want to dive too deep here, doesn't want to be slow towers surrounded, and for that reason, in a silly manner, lose the TP right away. I like that the DK is not overreacting to defense. He realizes a couple of ghouls in the rope can hold the main. And now FoCuS has lost track of the Death Knight, who is waiting for nighttime actually to heal up at the fountain. Kind of predictable movement. This creep camp over here would not be predictable. I think it would have been much better for the DK. Slay a sheep here, creep this for level 2. Farseer is looking at the fountain and actually finds him. This is a bit of a lucky find, I guess, by FoCuS. He had lost complete track of the DK. He was only really scouting one position, and there he finds him. That's important. If you're the Farseer player here, you want to slow down both heroes' progress, as the DK normally scales way better into the late game. Farseer strats against Undead nowadays are usually on this level. Tier 2 expansion. Tier 2, TC, Raiders, Expo. Oh, is that the level up for the Death Knight? I don't think so. No, not quite. But he's gonna be getting pretty close with this one. Slippers of Agility for him, not too bad. Oh! Block coming out with a wolf. Almost looked like a surround there for a second. Double Bestiary TC. Wow! This is some ladder style over here. Normally never see this in the pro circuit. Could still be Raiders, of course. Strength of the double bestiary here. It's not really predictable until you see the first couple of units. And even if it's Raiders to start with, or Wind Riders to start with, you can still transition into the other part. So of course obviously needs Fiends. 4 ghouls. providing plenty of lumber, but not much anti-air. And a fast slaughterhouse as well. Lich, instantly, wow. Lich, Fiend, slaughterhouse, all coming right away. Tier 3. This is some serious ladder plays. FoCuS is missing the war mill here. Should have gotten one earlier. Certainly had the gold for it, but it's gonna be fine. Level 2 Death Knight, finally. So just mass Wind Riders? If it's just mass Wind Riders, and more importantly, a TC second, if you're the undead, ideally you want to be aggressive. You don't want to let the TC creep. TC level 1 is very weak. TC level 2, also not too great. TC only really starts getting strong on level 3. And if you have a couple of fiends out early, the web against the Wind Riders is very strong already.
A player's forces are under attack.
So ideally, you may also want to delay tier 3. Against Wind Riders, you don't really need the bonus damage from the Orb of Corruption. Just piercing damage is enough. I don't think WZ is going for the right play here. He's continuing to... He's expanding? What? I don't like that at all. He's giving map control to the orc, space to creep, not what you want the TC to have. You want to be aggressive against this style. I repeat myself, but it's true. Also, if you go expansion, it's not too unlikely the orc will counter expand, and the bigger the armies get, the better Wind Riders are. If it's just a couple of Wind Riders, you can micro against them, you can kite against them, you can web them, you can walk away from them. But the higher they get, the bigger their kill threat becomes.
A player's forces are under attack.
But it is so unusual that perhaps FoCuS is not going to be thinking about it and about the best way to play against it. Couple of Wind Riders behind the trees should easily be able to get a cancel off, so it looks like FoCuS has absolutely no idea about this. Of course, if you get 2 bases versus only 1 base orc, and you just mass fiends on double crypt, perhaps a couple of banshees, that's extremely strong against Wind Riders. But yeah, FoCuS, he either needed to cancel this or counter expand. I mean, he can still counter expand, of course, he's got a tiny Great Hall. But he's still missing the War Mill. The War Mill here is a big problem, he's got like no lumber at all. Still so much gold to spend. Oh, the wolf. Is he gonna see it? Oh, he coiled the wolf. That's always very suspicious. Was FoCuS looking though? That's the question. Farseer TC. Gonna get double level 3 here from this camp. WFZ still not fully mining, but about to be. And just stacking up on fiends. At the moment the fiend count is low, but that's gonna change soon probably. And here we go. Double level 3s, finally. Is this wolf gonna see the expansion now? What's the ghoul doing, by the way? Just a casual scouting ghoul.
A player's forces are under attack.
And Venom Spears are done. Dude, this is some serious ladder gameplay. Venom Spears, triple hero, 1 base. And then tiny Great Hall at 50 supply. Alright, the wolf sees it, by the way. Wolf sees what's up. WZ needs to go and job keep right away. Should be making... Borrow, that's already dangerous. You just want to spam fiends. There should be a second crypt, mass fiends. Again, tier 3 isn't 100% necessary against mass Wind Riders. But here we go. FoCuS just going for the counter expo. Tiny Great Hall. And off we go. I always think Tiny Great Hall sounded a little like Joey Ray Hall. There was a employee at Blizzard in the early days.
A player's forces are under attack.
They're just leaving each other alone. It's just creeping. There's no fighting at all. This is so weird. This looks like a ladder game. Tier 3 coming. Temple. Alright, he's making Banshees and Fiends, so I'm kind of happy with WFZ. Zeppelin, here we go!
Are under attack.
Gonna be attack into the main. WZ does have the TP here. How quick is he gonna be with the reactions? Wolves in the main, 2 of them already kind of suspicious. And here we go. TP. TP. TP, he has to TP. Pretty late with the TP. But good Zeppelin usage. Doesn't get ensnared or anything. That's always scary if you're coming in with a Zeppelin, especially if it's slowed by a narrow tower. You don't know if there's going to be vision suddenly for the undead. In fact, there is going to be vision because
are under attack.
WZ is going for his own Zeppelin.
A town is under
This is mostly distraction, of course. Distracting for that expansion, for that additional income. Still no war mill. There we go. Finally coming. Long overdue. Chain lightning. Acolytes once again getting roasted. This tower should be attacking the Zeppelin. What was WZ doing? Was he just chasing down the wolves? He was just chasing down the wolves. Really? You didn't trust your towers to deal with the wolves? Oh, that was really bad. There's no other word for it. That was very poor by WFZ. He lost so much gold with this. And the Shadow Hunter now level 3. FoCuS here in a strong position. But it's far from over. Banshees can still get upgrades. And Banshees plus Fiends in masses is the #1 counter, for undead at least, against mass air. Needs more Banshees though. 10 Fiends, 6 Banshees will destroy comical amounts of Wind Riders. In case you guys don't know, Anti-Magic Shell absorbs poison damage from the Envenomed Spears. Skeleton scouting really poor here. And the Entangled is dead again. Skeletons should be kind of here, parked. One is here, and the Shade is patrolling on the right side, looking to find the opponent. I think a Bad Rider just detonated somewhere, right? That's why you don't go Gargoyles, of course. Gargoyles can be good against air, but Gargoyles are awful against Bad Riders. And FoCuS just making more and more Wyverns. Oh. Hex Stomp combo. Hex, Stomp, and dead. Yeah. That's why you need a Dark Ranger in the late game. GG. That was weird. That was a very unusual game. And I stand by my statement. I think you just... Like, even if you expand, that's all fine and good. But the Orc can just counter-expand. It's pretty easy with a tiny Great Hall. Much better mobility, Wind Rider harass, and you give up so much map control if you go for an expansion as well. I think you're supposed to play at one base, be aggressive right away. Delay tier 3, be aggressive, go for potions if you have to. I think WZ is not going for the right styles today. Well, in the first game against Romantic, I guess it was fine. The simple push style. Just the execution was leaving something to be desired. But then going 2 base versus mass tanks, that's questionable. And yeah. letting a level 1 TC without grunts. That's also a big deal. Like, without grunts on tier 2, this orc army is laughably bad. It's a level 1 TC, level 1 Farseer, and 2 Windriders. That's nothing. That's nothing. And that should be punished. Like, perhaps you can't kill the Windriders too easily, but at least keeping from creeping. The DK is going to be level 2. Level 2 and DK and level 1 Lich, you take that trade any day if it means level 1 heroes for the orc. Yeah, WFZ is making a few mistakes here. But it's not over yet. We move on to the second map. And I am amazed at what it is. This would have been my very last pick if I was the undead here. As it is, Twisted Meadows. The bigger the map, the more easy to expand, the longer the game is. Most of the time, the better for the orc. Blade Master, Shadow Hunter, TC all scale amazingly. Undead heroes do so as well, though, of course. Become very powerful late game with high hero levels. Especially compared to the Farseer. It's more about the army. By the way, it is a Farseer, isn't it? No barracks. Usually this is a great Blade Master map. It's amazing Blade Master map. But I'm pretty sure it's Farseer again. I mean, it has to be, right? Yeah. Huh. I messed up the overlay again. Why am I giving these guys the wrong score? But I changed it before any of you noticed. Ah, no. F-Crew actually noticed. Thank you very much, Mulilo, for the 2 months, and Josan Leclerc for the 2 months as well. Ted Fiend opening here by WFZ. You used to be able to creep pretty well on Twisted Meadows with Ted Fiends because you could creep the knolls here with skeletons fairly easily. But nowadays, skeletons get purged by the knolls, so that means basically you can't creep at all anymore, aside from the green camps. Same is the case for the Farseer. His wolves get purged as well, but this time we do see a barracks on the way to tier 2. We will have some grunts for some better creeping. Makes sense on this map. Makes a lot of sense on this map. Like, other maps with smaller creep camps, you can creep with just wolves and a couple of Windriders, but TM, every camp is big. Aside from this one. This one's small, but every other camp is pretty big. So you want something sturdy to creep with when you do start creeping. DK is starting off with the green camp right here. And the tech can begin now. Quite a bit behind the orc, of course. There we go. Around 40%. If you wanted to be really greedy, he could have done it without a narrow tower. With proper Acolyte micro, that is doable. But this one saves you a lot of headaches. And doesn't delay the tech by too much. And once again, the DK out on the map smartly. Even using the Acolyte corpse. Is he actually going to try to creep the knolls? Oh, he is! Let's see if this works out. Oh, but he messes up the multitask. And loses an Acolyte in the main. Ooh, that's... nope. Nope. Nope, that's not working out too well.
Players' forces are under attack.
Ziggurat might even be getting cancelled here in the back. Oh, look at the DK. Oh my god. This is just horrible! They can't even get the Overseer. The Grunt was coming in as well. Oh, and the Ziggurat is cancelled. Complete disaster in the early game. He got a wolf last hit, so that gave him level 2 at least. Other than that, though, this is awful. This is so bad. Oh, that's gonna cost him so much gold. That is gonna cost him so much gold. DK at least wants to force the TP, which he will be able to. Double coil is enough. Does he see him? I think he sees him. Can FoCuS outmove him? That would be pretty sick. Oh, the wolves coming in for the block. Oh, that would have been a sick play. Wait, he lets them escape?
Forces are under attack.
No, Fiend's coming in. Oh, he wakes up the creeps with an ensnare. The Fiend might die, but the Fiend was inside aggro range, or however that works, so no ensnare. Alright, we're gonna compare the gold mines very soon. Acolyte coming back immediately at least, so he's not forgetting about that one. Second hero, not yet. Didn't have the resources. 3 grunts already. Alright, here we go. 9,700. Oh boy! That's 350 difference plus the Acolyte. That's 420 gold in the early game. Ouch! Ouch, ouch, ouch. That's a big ouchie. TC creeping to level 2 immediately. Peon coming over already for the expansion. Not going with a 1 base lame wyvern play here, but with a more predictable, more normal in the Chinese meta. Tier 2 expansion. Oh, Crystal Ball. Where's the scanning? Scanning the main. Crystal Ball, of course, has been moved. Has been demoted in the drop table. Is now a level 3 permanent item, which I think is a really cool change. Also tells WFZ... Why is he just hanging in this base, by the way? And he's starting to repair his buildings. Zobag, thank you very much for the 4 months. Oh, shit! He's tower pushing. Oh! Oh, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And FoCuS is busy creeping right now, but he's gonna creep it quickly. This will mean a level 2 on the Farseer. Oh man, oh man. Oh man! I saw this way too late. Doesn't even have a slaughterhouse. Oh, but the Raider won't be surrounded. So FoCuS now can decide counterattack or defense. And he is coming home for the defense. But it's taken him quite a while. TC almost level 3 though. It's going to be a big level up. Borrow number 1 taken out. And every second matters here. Once these 2 towers are up, it's really hard to break through this. And here we go. FoCuS coming home. So close to double level ups. If he gets one of these fiends, that will mean his double level up. TC trying to line up the perfect stomp. But that fiend won't die to this. Instead the Raiders going for the Ziggurat. The first one's cancelled. The second one also gonna be getting cancelled. And the Acolyte is still alive. Perhaps that should be the target here. Mana pot on the DK. More coils to be used. But doesn't seem like there's so much damage output here from WFZ. Level 3 on the TC and booyah! Stomp hitting basically everything. Farseer now level 2 as well. Oh. Ghoul gets away just barely. But it's all about the mana on the Death Knight. Once there's no more coils, everything will start dying. And this actually was a pretty easy hold. I thought that was going to be harder, but not really. Heal pot transferred, Lich healing up. Lich is fine. Mana pot on the TC as well though. Chain Lightning, Stomp, and that was the last coil. GG. And the 2-0 for FoCuS, making 3rd place.